I was going to stay lying down on the grass to record this one, but it was a bit too awkward. So I'm down in my favourite little park again. I didn't manage to get a swim in this morning. I was staying over in Bandon, and it was very cloudy and dark and gloomy and a bit cold. And of course, as soon as I decided to get on the bus and come to the city, the sun came out. So but I just wanted to discuss something which I think is interesting, and see what you think of it. I uploaded a video yesterday about my interaction, not interaction as such, but I looked at a woman's t-shirt, and the woman obviously took offence because she thought I was looking at her boobs, and I wasn't. I was actually genuinely interested to see what was written on her t-shirt, which said "Squat Strong." So if there's any chance in a million that you're that woman, you're a good looking woman and very well endowed, but I was actually reading your t-shirt. I had to look twice to figure out what it said. But I was with my friend Will yesterday evening having a coffee, and decided there was a young woman sitting behind us, and she asked us to look after her bags while she went to the toilet. So I decided to ask her opinion on what she thought of that situation. I explained that I was harmlessly trying to read the t-shirt, and that the woman took me up the wrong way and gave me this disgusted look, as if I was trying to ogle her, as this young woman said. And I said, I told her the situation. And there was someone passing there now, but I was already talking a few minutes ago about the body boat. The body boat is back out on the river looking for somebody who's missing. So anyway, this young woman that we got talking to, as far as she was concerned, it's 100% the responsibility of the man to make sure that there is no confusion or mix-up or any kind of incident between a man and a woman. It's 100% the responsibility of a man. A man must at all times make himself clear and make himself accountable to women. And she was having none of it. I was like, but surely there's a kind of 50%, a thing going on there. And she was having none of it. She was like, no, the whole responsibility is on you, and that's the end of it. So during our conversation, she regaled us with a story about how, when she was walking home one night, two men who were walking behind her shouted, "Don't worry, miss, we're not following you," and how she felt so safe and secure, yada yada yada. And she saw no problem in that whatsoever. She saw that there was no problem in that men have to defend themselves. There's a nice little yacht going by there in the background. She saw no problem whatsoever that effectively men are guilty until proven innocent in every situation, no matter how benign, no matter how trivial. As far as she was concerned, men are guilty until proven innocent in every single situation, and men should always explain themselves to women, and the men should always default to women in that sense. I actually held back. Will held back as well. He passed a bit of a comment about something, but we let that. She didn't take us up on it, shall we say? She was saying how wonderful it was that there were immigrants in the country, and that they were contributing, and myself and Will nearly had a heart attack combined, a banger, as they say here in Cork. I was like, and we didn't even look at each other, because we knew if we looked at each other that she'd know that we were not thinking the same way. But Will did mention that the Ukrainians were mainly freeloaders, and anyway, she didn't take us up on the offer of a discussion about that. She claimed to work in the social services of some kind. We didn't ask her to explain that. Her boyfriend came along at one point as well, and of course he's like, to use an expression, he's probably a cuckold, because he was in agreement with her on everything. And I just found it very interesting that we're in a situation in society where, I'll tell you something else that I noticed. I haven't gone out to a nightclub now for a couple of months, but when I was going out to nightclubs, I was watching young men dancing with each other. on the dance floor and young women dancing with each other on the dance floor. And the young men seem to be terrified to interact with the women. If you walk down Oliver Plunkett Street, which is a big long street in Cork City, you will see these silver signs that were supposed to be LED lights, and they stopped the very expensive toy for the council. They stopped working pretty much a couple of months after they were installed. They were about a metre high, not even. Some of them were a couple of metres high. But all along Oliver Plunkett Street, you will see hashtag Ask Consent stickers stuck onto those poles by, I presume, the council or somebody with permission from the council. If you go into a public toilet, this is an amazing one. This is absolutely amazing. I noticed this a few months ago. If you go into a public toilet, for instance, there's one in a shopping centre here in Cork City called Merchants Quay, and you go upstairs and you go to use the toilet, men, especially young men, will actually almost pee their pants rather than stand beside you at a urinal. Now, obviously, when people get a few drinks on them and stuff like that, they're practically pissing on top of each other. But I made this observation to a friend of mine who is up in UCC, and he would use the public toilets there. And the next day he got back to me and he said, "Oh my God, no, I never noticed it until you said it to me." But young men would rather almost pee themselves than stand beside another man at a urinal. This is how emasculated men have become, especially young men. The message that's been given to them is that they are, especially after weight, they're privileged. They're, it's just incredible. They're toxic. They're toxic, and because they're men, they're masculine, and masculinity is toxic. No, it's not. It's not toxic. I'm here walking around in a pair of shorts, bare-chested, in a park in the sun, and I am not being a toxic masculine man. I'm being a man who's getting his vitamin D3 from the sun to protect him from all kinds of weird and wonderful stupid things that are going on in the world. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying looking at the trees. I'm enjoying being beside the river. I'm enjoying it. So it's a beautiful day. There's the odd yacht going past every now and again, and the odd person going past as well. There's the odd cyclist coming down the road, down the path. But I just find it incredible. This woman had absolutely no compunction whatsoever in declaring that all men are guilty until proven innocent, and the onus is on men to explain their intentions and explain themselves to women at all times. I just don't accept that at all. So that's it, really. Not much of a rant, but just an observation more than anything else. Okay? Ciao.